What's up, everybody? This is Matt with M. Evans Concrete. Let me show you what we got here. So, we have this little sidewalk coming off over here. We Georgia buggied everything. It was about, I don't know how hot. It was over 100 degrees yesterday. We had 3 guys. I hired this one guy who showed up just hungover, strung out on drugs, I don't know what, but from the very get, this is where we started. By the time we were here, he was already overheating. I had to jump off the Georgia buggy and let him do the Georgia buggy work, which he was super slow at that too. But this stuff was setting up so fast. It was me and one other guy who did all of this, and it was pretty much mop and broom as we go. This stuff was setting up so bad. But we went from here, drilling down into that. You always got to drill them down. We're 6 inches deep. I ran some PVC underground drainage. There's going to be a gutter coming off here, so we're going to want to tie into that. Let the water daylight out there. I have this cable here, and it comes out right here. This runs the length all the way. This is a cold joint. We'll talk about that in a minute. It ran all the way up here, it cut through here, and it goes all the way up to here and ties into here. So I dug that all the way, daylighting outside of that sidewalk there. I got another gutter coming down right here. It's popping into that hole here. I dug that. It's 4 inches below the grade, and it's coming out all the way over here. So I got that one daylighting out here. We got another one here. Got a gutter. It's going to be extended here. It's going to come down. Homer wants that, and we'll probably cut that off flush once it's all said and done. Maybe, I don't know. But that one daylights right here. You can see that. But let me talk about that cold joint. See, I'm doing this job for a builder. Builders are notoriously, we'll say, penny pinching. That's just all I'm going to say. I don't want to talk too much crap. But I told him it's going to be hot. We don't want to have an order back. There's going to be a cold joint. The concrete companies never come back quick enough, and you're always dealing with the damn cold joint. So this, out of my hands. We still had about 2 Georgia buggies left of concrete, but I stopped it here and poured the rest of the Georgia buggies out here, spread it out, and lifted my steel up so I could kind of keep my cold joint here. And you can see I barely could pound an edge into this. I mean, it took everything I had. It was hot, but I muscled it in there. It ain't the prettiest, but it sure hell beats a sure crack. I don't know if you can see it, but it sure worked, because I could see the crack right in the bottom of it the whole way. So good on that. Let's see. Yeah, and another thing is I came onto this job. I didn't do this floor, so there was a problem with the last concrete guy, which that's always a bad deal to come up on, and I try not to mess with jobs like that because it's always just a catastrophe. There's always a problem, and somehow those problems always spill over to you when it comes time for pay or something. There's always just problems. So any new guys out there, man, I advise against coming up on a job where another guy has been previously fired or any kind of problems. You just don't want that problem, okay? And there were some few problems here with the builder, but, you know, we got past it. We're all right. I won't go too far into that. The builder's actually a good dude. It's just builders are builders. But I can see, I'm not trying to critique this guy's work so bad, but his floor actually looks good. But the only thing I can see is he didn't edge right here. See, normally you'd want a rolled edge right here, at least a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch rolled edge. But anyway, I'm done picking his work apart. But yeah, this is M. Evans Concrete. This is what we had. It was a fight to get down. It was me and one other guy, because like I said, the other guy, I'll never work him again. Another thing, there's really nowhere to use the bathroom out here. I hired this guy to help. I've used this guy several times before, never been a problem. Yesterday he shows up, and like, I don't know if he's on meth or any drugs or drinking or whatever. All I know is he showed up not ready to work, and he was overheating to start with. We didn't even get started at work. And just everything I asked him, go give me a tape measure. He pointed, hey, it's over there. That's not like him. He usually jumps up and goes gets it. I'm like, hey, go hook that water hose up and get that Georgia buggy out. And he said, oh yeah, it's over there. You had to tell him, no, get up and go get it. Get this shit done. He finally would do that. Another thing, the builder, I hate this. I hate even saying this. The builder caught this man taking a dump in the backyard. Which the builder maybe should have had a porta potty, but either way, I would never use that guy again. So it was a eventful day. It was all asshole and elbows yesterday. It was get her done. But we got her done. Everybody's happy. Homeowners are happy. Builder's happy. I did my cleanup this morning. Usually, I would bring in some topsoil or use the fluff from what I dig out. There wasn't much there. You can see the grass came right there. So I filled in everything that I could with all this shale and stuff. But the only thing I had left was some topsoil. And I wasn't comfortable using just fluffy topsoil as a subgrade. That's just not good. So I used all the rock I could. And when I ran out of that, it was a little deep. So we poured more concrete than we probably should have. But it's not my problem. I didn't have the fill to fill it with. But I would usually come in and grade in a little bit, put some fluff right here along these edges. But they're going to have a landscaper come in. You can see they got a lot of landscaping problem. They're doing a lot of work around here. So, just turns out I didn't have to do all this job. Fully prepared, though. You want to do that with every job. You want to leave the job looking way better than when you came. I mean, when I was doing the tractor work, this hill about flipped me every time I passed on it. But yeah, this is M. Evans Concrete. I'm sure with every video I do, I might get better at recording, but I suck at talking to a camera. But this is the job. Just walk you through the saw cut here. I hate that, but out of my hands. M. Evans Concrete, 918-644-6496 out of Tulsa, Oklahoma and all surrounding areas.